right, so God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen. This is another Christmas song I'm doing this year. I put up one earlier and I got a lot of requests for more Christmas stuff, so I worked this one up too. Anyways, this one is in E minor, and it's going to start like this. Okay, so what I'm trying to do here, it's my own arrangement, so I'm trying to get as many open strings ringing as possible, right? So I'm going to start here with our first finger on D2, and we're actually just going to hit that once and then hit it again with the bass, the open E, and then the open B, and then G2, and open G, right? And then I'm going to go, so I'm going D4 and A7. So we're getting those three strings ringing as well as the B string, right? So we've got. Okay, now you could probably just go, right? But if you do that, you're not going to get that string ringing, right? And I kind of like that sort of semitone thing, right? So now we're gonna go, right, just open D and then D2 and then D4 and open G. Then we're gonna, while the G rings, we're gonna move our little finger up to D7. And then we're going to hit open B and A6, okay? And that gives you a really, really nice chord. It's actually just like a B7 chord. We've got that G ringing in there, right? So it's kind of like, I guess it's like an augmented chord. We've got that fifth raised up, right? Okay, so far we've got. Okay, and we do it again. So this time we're gonna, instead of hitting A6, we're gonna hit E7. Just the B note. Okay, and then we get into this section. Okay, so what we've got here is we've got like an A minor, where we're going to have open B and open E. And we're going to start on the open B string, and then we hit the G string and open A. So it's like from the B string to the G string to the D string, and then back to the B string, right? Ending on that G string on the C note there. Now we're going to come down here to this G chord, right? So we've got B3, open E, and then we've got the F sharp note here on E2 and open B. And I just put my middle finger there because that's the next note, right? Right, so and then we've got just open E string and the G string. It's like an E minor chord, but we don't need that note, so we're just going to play D2. And then we're going to carry it on by going that's just here, A5 and A5 and D4 together, right? thumb and finger, first finger, and then the open G. So and then we're going to finish up in this chord. An awesome chord. It's actually a C major 13, because we've got the root here, we've got the third there, and then up here on the B string we've got the major 7, and the third again on the high E, but on the G string we've got the A, right? So we've got root, third, 13th, or you could think of it as 6th too, but because you've got the major 7th in there, you got to call it a 13th, right? Okay, so and you know, leave them ringing, right? When you go to that chord, you got to have that E string ringing. Okay, then we're into this next section. Okay, so we're just going to play like an E minor, and then we're going to go like the G string and B string and the low E. And we can play all three strings here, D, G, and B if you want, and you go. Right, so it's like. But you can add that one too, right? Now, sometimes I don't do that. I don't play that G string at all in that formation. I just play. And I just wind up having my finger fretting that note because out of habit, right? Right, because there's a certain kind of coolness about that harmony without that. You know, there's a difference. It's this sort of a more modal sound, you know, without that G string. Anyway, so. Ending up on that E note. And again, we want to have as many strings ringing as we can, right? So, and then we go just G string, D string on the 4th, E string on the 7th, and then just D and A. It's like a D chord, right? Just those two. So, okay. And then we finish it off by going. I really like that part. Really like, you know, it's kind of like that Blackbird thing, right? So it's just two notes, right? It's just low E and the B string. And then we go to the A string and 1st fret B string. 2nd fret A string, 3rd fret B string. 3rd fret A string, open E. And then we've got back to the beginning, or not the beginning, yeah, the beginning. And we've got that open E ringing, right? And then E2 and G2. And then open, right? Open E, open G. And then I just went B7, E minor, and then just E string, G string, B string, E string, right? Okay, so let's go from here. so that's the whole first section. Now, we're going to do it differently the next time, okay? And the time after, we're going to do it slightly different again, right? So the second time, instead of going... right, we're going to go... okay? And that's a little tricky, right? I'll admit. This isn't for beginners, obviously, right? But so we're going to go just open E and open B and E on the high. Then and then that we're going to fret D5 and go open B and E string on the 7th. Right? 1, 2, 1, 2. And then we're going to go, just show you the fingering here. That's D4, E5, down 2 frets, D2, E3, and then open D and E2. So open E and A3. And then A2 and B3. Then back up. But on the way up, I like to fret it like that with my second finger and little finger. And we finish up there on A4 and E7. So that whole thing is... okay, but what I'm doing there is I'm kind of trying to get that B string in there. So I started with 2 of them, right? So it's like... and have that ringing as we're going down. And then here, right? Right, so I'm just hitting the B twice to begin with. 1, 2. Here. Like, it really doesn't matter when you hit the B string, but we just want to have that kind of ringing, right? So we get, you know, that sort of drone effect. You could hit it every time. Got a nice sound too, right? Okay, then the next section is going to be which we've already covered, right? Exactly the same, and the rest is the same. And I think harmonic there the second time on the 5th fret. A little harder to get on the 5th fret, right? Now, the next time we do it, this is sort of like the busy part, right? And it's going to go like this. Okay, now that probably sounds and looks intimidating, right? And it is tricky, but it's nowhere near as hard as what you might think, okay? So essentially, we're just doing the same thing. As before, right? But we're going to bounce off of this B string for the most part, right? So real slow would be like... there we bounce off the G string, right? Okay, now that'll take a bit of messing. You know, you're gonna have to mess with it a little bit to try and make it make sense. I'll try to do it as slow as I can. Okay, so it gets a little tricky down here where you got to get the G. Okay, and then up to speed. Sounds really nice, especially because in my demo of it, I put a little bit of delay and some reverb, and it really kind of makes the notes last forever, right? And then we're back to this. Oh no, actually the next part it's this part, but we're gonna do that like we're gonna bounce off the E string, and we're gonna go. Okay, so it's just right, but that would all be with the thumb. Actually, the first one was with my first finger. Right, but we're bouncing off that high E, so it's. And then D7. We're going to go B5, right? And then open B. And then open, well, we've got G2 and then open G. And then when we hit the E note on D2, we're going to bounce off the B string. Okay, play the whole thing. And ending up on that C major 13, right? So again, I'll do it real slow. Okay, and that's that bit, and then we're back into this. And then we just do the ending is the same as the beginning. Okay, and that's it. This is the tricky one, there's no doubt about it, right? Especially that part. Okay, but, go slow. Just slow, glacier slow if you need to, right? Until you get it locked in your head. Because I find with playing guitar and trickier stuff like this, it's really about getting it in your head first. If you can get it in your head and understand what's going on, then your fingers will follow, right? But a lot of times, what guitarists will do, me included, is we try and get our fingers to do it before our head understands what we're trying to do, right? So we're kind of going backwards. So if you have to go, that is absolutely fine to do that, right? Go as slow as you need to go to get it locked in your head. And you'll be amazed, actually, that once you do get it locked in, you can just... it's easy to go fast because it's locked in. Anyways, okay, that's it for this one. I hope that it's in time for people to learn how to play this for Christmas this year. But anyways, yeah, really nice song, and I hope you get something out of the lesson, and I hope you enjoy playing this song, and I hope you have a great Christmas, and we'll talk to you next time.